We have a 1,500 square foot house in the plaza on Iroquois Ave. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1950 track house that I've torn apart and redone. It has very high-end finishes. We were planning on dying in this house. So we were not expecting to get this kind of money. We're getting basically $1.1 million for our house, which is the highest ever for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath in the plaza. So Gia, I think, is getting us about $100,000 more than any other realtor would have got us. I'm pretty sure of that. I'm Mike Mallory, and I currently live in Long Beach, California. I was raised in Manhattan Beach, California. I'm 3rd generation from Manhattan Beach, and Diane and I have now lived in Long Beach for about 20 years. We're in the plaza, so we're off Iroquois Avenue, which is near Palo Verde and Spring, north of the 405 and just west of the 605 freeway near El Dorado Park. It's a nice neighborhood. We're moving to North Idaho, Athens, the area. It's northern Idaho, the panhandle of Idaho. We first came to know of Gia and her team. She had an open house in our area, which was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, which is a less desirable property than a lot of the properties in our area that are 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Diane got one of her flyers and knew that there was a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for sale in our area, so we decided to go look and see what she was doing. Diane, we know she had a coffee truck, and Diane wanted to go there to get a free coffee. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. People are going to spend $1 million on real estate for a free coffee. That's not going to attract buyers. But it worked. When we saw that Gia sold it that weekend, the first weekend she had an open house, it was off the market, I believe the following Monday. And we saw the amount of money she got, which is $1.05 million. That was the highest ever for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home like ours in our area. So we were very impressed and interested in her immediately because of that. Okay.
I couldn't believe that the amount of money she was getting for that bedroom, the 2-bedroom house.
It was under 1,000 square foot house,
yeah.
And she got $1.05 million.
Yeah,
it closed at $1.05 million.
Very impressed.
Yeah. The other thing that caught our attention with Gia when we were first looking into her is we went to one of her seminars at El Dorado Park just to see who she is, because we don't know. And we were impressed with her presentation, the real estate presentation, and the other people that talk. I know there was a financial guy there. We really liked him, but we just liked her and her team and everything she was showing with charts and graphs, and that she was very knowledgeable specifically in our area, which was very appealing to us, and we realized that's a big part of this real estate transaction. Gia's knowledge of the plaza is what made this whole thing go so fast. I think any other realtor not from the plaza would never have listed our house as high or stuck to their guns as far as getting the high amount of money that we did get for our house. That is specifically because she knows the plaza, works the plaza, and knows buyers, what they're looking for and who they are that want to move into our area. She was very clear about the buyers that want to move into our area, what they want. They know the downsides or the weak points of our area and the houses in our area, and they're overlooking that and willing to pay because of the schools and other things. Our overall experience with Gia Silva and her team was very impressive. She did everything she said she was going to do very quickly and very easily. She took all the stress off of our transaction, which we are in a contingent buy on a house in North Idaho. We're stretching ourselves very thin financially, grasping other money to complete the transaction. There's a lot of moving parts, and Gia and her team on our end did everything they could. She got a lot of money for our house. She listed our house and cleaned up the house without us being here. We were out of town in Idaho. They went through the house, organized the house. It looked amazing. She listed the house before we were here. She had an open house. I felt like dealing with Gia and you guys, her team, eliminated a lot of stress. Moving is stressful, and there's a lot of things you have to do. You know, you have to dot a lot of I's and cross a lot of T's and pack and get on the computer and get out of your house and clean. And there's a lot to moving. And there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and there could have been a lot more stress added to Diane and I. She relieved all that stress and made the whole move process very smooth and easy. Gia got us more money than we ever thought we would get. We were told we wouldn't get money like that. We were told at the peak of the market, which might have been a couple years ago, we might get like $1.05 million for the house. So we were shocked that she's getting us 1.1 or just under 1.1. She got us a lot more money than even she said she would get. The sale happened very fast. Within 4 days of her open house, we had 5 offers, all over asking. We'd accepted an offer, and we were literally in escrow within 5 or 6 days of the open house, which was shocking that went that fast. Other things that Gia and her team helped us with were just the fact that you guys came in while we weren't here. We were in North Idaho, and you guys came in and reorganized the house and prepped it for the open house without us being here, moved drums from the living room into the garage and shuffled stuff around. That was huge. So what I appreciated about Gia's marketing was she knows our area. She knows the plaza area very well. She knows where she can push and not push. She knew where to list the house so that she would create multiple buyers. She listed the house very accurately. She marketed the house very well on, I guess, multiple social medias. I don't do social media, but evidently we were hearing from friends and family and neighbors that the house looked great. The videos looked great. The marketing, the listing looked great. We got a lot of phone calls on that how good the house looked. And also, I have a neighbor that is a realtor. He owns investment properties, a lot of apartment buildings in particular, and is a very successful realtor. And he told me that he was watching her with her marketing strategy and said, we have a really good realtor. She knows what she's doing, and the way she did the marketing with the house and playing the area and the current market in our area specifically, he said she really did a good job for us and really got a high amount of money for us in our current market. So I think her knowledge of the current market too is very valuable. I'm from Manhattan Beach. There are a lot of realtors up there. A lot of the friends I grew up with are second, third generation realtor developers. They build and do real estate. I would say the service we got from Gia Silva and her team was way above anything that I know I would have even gotten from my friends that I grew up with. It was 7 days a week and still is, like around the clock. The service we got was 100% all the time, every day. And if we needed something or text, she always responded every single time. The same with the emails and the same with the phone calls. And I just know that's not normal. Getting service like that was very high-end service. And I felt like whatever she gets in her commissions, she earned every penny of that and probably a lot more.
And I liked when she presented the offers, had gone through them, she had a spreadsheet and went through each one and advised us on what she thought was the best one for us in our situation.
Every single offer, I think we had 5 offers, and she went through the details on the people that were giving the offers and each realtor that was submitting each offer and letting us pick who it was, telling us which one she thought were the best, but it was obviously up to us. But she did a lot of homework very quickly too. That was within a couple of days. They would have never accepted our contingent offer. The house was not on the market. He'd taken it off the market for the winter up north in Idaho. And so Gia communicating with the seller's home in North Idaho was everything. They would have never accepted our offer if Gia hadn't convinced them that our house will sell within 2 weeks or less, and that she will get the price we're talking about that we needed to come up with for the offer that we came up with. So that was huge.
She spoke to the seller's agent and gave the seller's agent the confidence that she was able to sell this house quickly. The market here is still good, and that she would be able to get the price that we needed.
We entered into a loop of realtors that worked together, and this transaction would never have happened without the connection and the communication with realtors on both ends, working so closely together and knowing each other. That this would have never happened. This was a complicated transaction. A lot of things could have gone wrong, and they have not gone wrong. Everything has gone right. Gia Silva, in my opinion, is the top agent in Long Beach. I would recommend Gia and her team to everybody. I recommend Gia Silva to anyone listing their house or looking to buy a house. The service has been impeccable, amazing service. When contract negotiations came up, she did protect us and was looking out for our best interest. I recommend her highly, highly.
She told us what she was going to do, what she thought she could get for us, and everything she told us came true.